Hello and welcome back to the bedroom. I'm Dr. Wiggo and today I'm doing my final video about beds. Yes, I have found my bed and it's not the one you saw in the last video, which I will link up here. If you just want to see the Sleep Number i8 bed, then go ahead and skip to the next chapter, because first I'm going to run through kind of how I got to this bed. There are other videos, which I will link below. So if you started with the first video, which I'll link below, I got a purple mattress. And I thought this was going to be the one. And it was comfortable, and I liked it. But I have a weird problem with my arthritis, where if I roll over in my sleep onto my other side, I'm a side sleeper. And if I roll onto my other side, then I can screw up my knees. I wake up in all sorts of pain. I have to stay in one position or deliberately roll over and reorient myself and put a pillow between my legs to be on my other side. So I can switch from side to side, but I can't do it in my sleep, because if I do it in my sleep, I will wake up in horrible pain. The purple bed, while it was very comfortable, it was just too easy to just flip over. In fact, if you're looking for a bed where it's easy to roll over without disturbing your partner, I could recommend the purple mattress, because it was fine, and you can go see that video down below. And then I think I kind of do another one later. I'll link them all below. Anyway, so I took it back to Mattress Firm where I bought it, because they have a return policy. And so they told me, oh, well, the softest bed we got is the Tempur-Pedic, whatever it was. You can watch that video. I think that's the video up here. Well, so it turns out people lie about softness. They say it's soft and plush and ultra soft. Well, that just means the feel at the very top. That doesn't mean like how far you'll sink in. And in fact, if you go watch the mattress testing videos, which they're all over YouTube, the Tempur-Pedic, which they said was the softest bed they sold, well, if you go watch the videos, they said, yeah, on our scale from 0 to 10, it's a 5. A 5 is not soft. A 5 is medium firm. It was a disaster. It was even easier to roll over than the purple mattress. I gave it a good try. You have to wait so many days before you can even take it back. So I gave it that many days, and I gave it more days, and it wasn't working for me. So I took it back. And I went to Sleep Number. Because after watching hundreds of videos on YouTube, everyone said, well, if you want soft, if you want to sink in, you need a Sleep Number bed, because you can dial how soft you want it to be. And on a king size, like this one here, each side is independent. So you can have different sleep numbers. So if you have a partner who likes firm beds, you can have one side be firm and one side be soft. But where it appealed to me was I could make one side really soft and then the other side really firm. So then if I sleep towards the center on the soft side, when I go to roll over in my sleep, I can't, because the other side is much higher, and I can't roll up onto it in my sleep. But if I wake up, then I can roll over in place, put a pillow between my legs, go back to sleep, everything's fine. And so I thought I had it, and this is it here. Well, we'll get to the details of the bed in a minute, because this isn't the whole story. So after I got this mattress, I said, well, this is pretty much it, except it turns out my Sleep Number is a really low number, and it's really soft. Well, when you get it that soft, like when you go to get in, it would bottom out, like I would hit the frame underneath my bed, because it was so soft that it was pushed down so far. I'll never find a bed. But then it occurred to me, well, in all my old beds, in order to get this sinking in thing, I would buy mattress toppers. So I went, oh. And I ran over to Costco and bought a mattress topper, and it's right here. And ironically, what they had in stock at Costco was a Tempur-Pedic. So I'm sleeping on a Sleep Number bed on very, very soft with this Tempur-Pedic mattress topper, which is a couple of inches thick of memory foam, which was what the other bed was made of, the Tempur-Pedic I had. It gives me enough so I can't bottom out. It makes the mattress that much thicker, and I sink in a little bit more, and it's been perfect. Well, not perfect. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about this bed. So the Sleep Number i8, this is the bed. It's not their top of the line. They have ones with heating and cooling and all this other stuff that are even more expensive. And you can get them with frames that will like lift the heads and lift the feet and do all sorts of stuff. Warning, if you buy a Sleep Number bed with the frames, the mattress is returnable, the frames are not. So if you buy the extra $1,000 frame or $2,000 frame, yeah, you can't take that back. You're stuck with that. Now, it will probably work with other beds, but I don't need my head lifted up. I just need to stay in my place. And this i8, my Sleep Number is 20. 100 is firm and 0 is completely soft. It's like there's air bladders in here. In fact, there's a pump that's up behind my headboard with tubes that run around to the bed for filling the bladders, the air bladders in the it's an ingenious system, and it works because I can make this however soft I want. And again, I leave the other side on 100 so it's very firm, so that in my sleep when I go to roll this way, I can't, because the bed is actually sticking up. But by the way, I've turned this side up to 100 so I can sit here, because when it's on 20, I would be like sitting on the... Let me demonstrate. So I'm going to set my Sleep Number back down to 25. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's hissing. It's letting the air out. We're down to 85. But basically, I'm going to sink into this bed down here because it's letting all the air out. 55, 50. It deflates much faster than it inflates. It took a few minutes before I started the video to pump it back up to 100. See, I'm down to 45 already. Oh, and it comes with this beautiful little app, which lets you control the bed, and you control each side separately, as I said. It has sensors, so it keeps track of how restless you are and if you get up, and it records all this into this app. Have you noticed how much farther I've sunk down over here? So it keeps track, so it knows restful sleep is the green, and restless is the little yellow. That's where I'm fidgeting around. Red is where I get up and leave the bed. Apparently last night I didn't get up and leave the bed. I was in bed all night. Huh. I was actually surprised because I thought when I put the topper on, it might interfere with this, but apparently not, because the readings seem just as valid as they were. Oh, I can see in this camera how much I sunk down, because my head was up here and now it's down here. This camera I look about the same. But it keeps track of all your sleep, and it does it every night, and then it gives you a score, and then it tracks over things. It's like my all-time high, my all-time best is a 94, my 30-day average is 73. I don't sleep well. I'm an old man with arthritis, and when I roll around, it wakes me up. Hence all the restless stuff. While this Tempur-Pedic mattress topper is just fine, it's a little hot. The topper I had before this on my old bed had gel infused, and so it would like kind of wick away the heat. I may have to get one more of those. I will not do another video. You don't have to sit through any more of this nonsense. This is the bed. I'm sticking with this bed. I've had it for a couple of months now. I'm very happy with it. When I had that Tempur-Pedic, I did not sleep through the night once. Not once. I would sleep 5 hours, then wake up and be up for an hour or two and then go back. With this bed, like I said, last night, apparently, I didn't even realize it, I was in bed from 12:25 a.m. to 7:04 a.m. So 6.5 hours without getting up. I'm an old man, so I got up and went to the bathroom and then couldn't fall back asleep. That happens a lot. The night before that, I got a few good hours in, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom, but then I went back to bed and stayed in bed till 10 in the morning. Never did that on the Purple mattress, never did that on the Tempur-Pedic. I was never in bed for 10 hours and basically asleep. By the way, it doesn't really know you're asleep. It just knows you're not moving. Well, I tend to not move even when I'm going to sleep. So it'll say I went to sleep, like what it says here, I fell asleep in 1 minute. No, I didn't. I just stopped moving after 1 minute. I fell asleep probably after about 10 minutes. Oh, here's the fun part. It was $1,000 cheaper than the Tempur-Pedic. So I started with the purple, and then they upgraded me to the softer bed, which wasn't softer, the Tempur-Pedic. But that was like $1,000 more. Well, now this is back down to, I think, slightly below where the purple mattress was. Now the purple mattress, I got a deal, and on this one I got a deal. I think on the Tempur-Pedic, I didn't really get that good a deal. I don't know. It wasn't the mattress for me. This is the mattress for me. Great bed, nice app. I couldn't be more pleased. I sleep well now. So that's it for today. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye. Now I got to go mess with my damn iPhone because this thing is just not going well. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye-bye.